I've done just about everything in Borderlands 2. I've played since 2015, and when I used to play on Xbox, I got all of the achievements. The only thing I've never done is collect all the heads for a character, so I decided to finish them for Salvador. I started out with 22 out of 33 heads. There's not much else to say. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy the video. The first head that I decided to go for was a Sense of Dread. To get this head, you need to complete the mission Symbiosis. Hammerlock will either give it to you in Sanctuary or in Southern Shelf at the beginning of the game. You then need to head to Southern Shelf Bay and find Midgemong, which is just a midget riding a bullymong. After you ruin his day, you can either turn the mission back into Hammerlock or the bounty board. I got a Kerblaster drop as well. I turned in the mission and grabbed the head. Now I'm at 23 out of 33. The second head that I went for is Boat Murderer. For this head, you need to kill Terramorphous the Invincible. Since Terra can drop a shield, relic, shotgun, grenade, sniper, and class mod, the drop chance for the specific Salvador head is pretty low. Let me know in the comments what your favorite head for any character in BL2 is. Run number 1 was pretty uneventful, and so was run number 2. Terra dropped tons of loot, but there were no head drops. On the 7th run, I got launched off. On the 10th run, I decided to switch to normal mode just to see if it would make any difference. I have no idea why, but I killed him, and he actually dropped the head. And it was for me. The third head is easily the most time-consuming one so far. For this one, you have to complete the Lord of the Rings Easter egg, which entails you picking up a gear and walking it all the way to Iridium Blight. There's no fast travel or vehicles allowed. It's totally fine to rocket jump though. Your goal is to get to the volcano in Iridium Blight. Once you get there, you need to kill the Psycho at the top. His name's Geary, who's a reference to Golem from Lord of the Rings. The first time I killed him, he dropped a head for 0. I picked up the gear for the second time and headed back on the 10-minute journey. This time, he dropped the right head. Martial Mustache is unlocked. Let's get to the 4th head. For this head, I need to kill Henry the Stalker. Before that, you need to grab the mission Best Mother's Day Ever, and then he'll spawn. You can rocket jump out of Overlook for a pretty quick kill. Henry likes to jump away from you, so that's something you just have to deal with. You can either kill the little stalkers and he'll come down, or you can just rocket jump up to him. The first kill, no drop. On the second kill, he dropped a Hammer Buster, so that's pretty cool. The third kill was the cleanest, plus I got the head drop. Here's the Rasta head, and I'm at 26 out of 33. Heading, get it, to Caustic Caverns for the 5th head drop. This one you get from a pretty well-known Easter egg. You have to kill a creeper. You first want to break past a wall of dirt blocks, and then past a wall of stone ones. After killing some normal creepers, a badass one will spawn, and he's the one who can drop the head. He also drops a shotgun and a sniper. I got very lucky again, and the first head he dropped was the one for me. I got some skins from normal creepers as well. I threw on the Tree Puncher head and the Minecraft skin. The mission and head reward are both extremely boring, so I'll get on with it. The most exciting thing that happened was this world drop Lyuda I got. After the constructor cut down all the Jack statues, he geeked way too hard and exploded. I talked to Wally and he gave me the top card head. Nice. After spending about an hour trying to get Vermi to spawn, I gave up and went for the next head, which happened to be the Torg exclusive one. I decided to farm it from this vending machine in the beatdown. I think the bar would have been slightly faster, but I just didn't want to walk that far. The first head took me about 15 runs, and it was for Gage. Hooray! Fast forwarding about 20 runs later, I overshot the jump a little, but it didn't matter because I got the one for Sal. This took me about 15 minutes, which was nothing compared to the last 4. The nuts and bolts head is pretty cool, and now I'm sitting at 29 out of 33. The 8th head had to be the worst luck I've ever had with this game. For this one, you need to kill Hatterax, and the head will spawn in one of the chests after he dies. Every time I killed him, there would be at least one head drop. The first run, 2 of the chests had a head drop in them. The first one was for Krieg, then Gage. Then the next kill, Krieg again. 1 for 0, then for Axton. Why not Krieg again? About 10 runs in with multiples of every head except 1 for Salvador. This was the first time all 4 chests had a head drop. So this had to be the one. The first was for Axton, the second for 0, the third for Krieg, and finally the 4th. I had to hype myself up before this. Finally, after over 2 hours, I had gotten the one for Sal. I headed back to Sanctuary and put on the hazmat suit. 3 more heads to go. The 9th head, in my opinion, was the second most difficult to get, not because it took me the longest, but because I didn't know where the best place to farm it was. This head drops from badass enemies, so I first started in the beatdown, killing bikers and enforcers. It didn't work out great, so I headed to Arid Nexus to kill Skags, and when that also didn't work, I headed to Dragon Keep. My strategy here was to kill the first 2 sorcerers you meet. My main focus was killing this necromancer, and sometimes I'd get lucky and a skeleton would spawn as well. 30 minutes later and still nothing. About an hour into farming, this blue drop got my hopes up. Finally, I got the head drop, and RNG had to be on my side because it was for Salvador. The greatest defense bot in the world is my next target. Bunker can drop 2 legendary items plus a head drop, which means it's about a 1 in 30 for everyone. This was my 15th run, so I had to put some style points on Bunker. I'd gotten 1 or 2 legendaries already, but this was the first head drop. And of course it's for Krieg. Skipping forward 20 runs later, I got another Krieg head. I took a break and came back the next day for some more bunker farming. I decided that if I get another head that isn't Salvador, I'd move on to the next one and come back. This was my second run of the day and I got a head drop. The moment of truth. It was for Sal. After about 3 hours, I finally got it. I unlocked the Baron and only needed 1 more head. Now I'm at 32 out of 33. The 11th head was easily the most difficult to get. For this one, you had to spawn Vermivorous the Invincible. I spent 3 hours combined going between Caustic Caverns and the farmhouse trying to get Vermi with no luck at all. I finally got him to spawn in the Creature Dome after about 30 minutes. After I killed him, there was so much loot. The BL2 fix mod makes raid bosses drop more loot and feel more rewarding. Even with what felt like 10 legendaries, there was no head drop. I ran it back and another 30 minutes later I got Vermi spawned. I ended the fight and ran over to the giant pile of loot. Again, there were over 10 legendaries but still no head drop. I decided to go to sleep for the night when I had a strange dream. I'm a fly. Bzz bzz. Check the bank. I checked to see that I was still at 32 out of 33, and then made my way to the bank. The last head was gifted to me by a mysterious fly. I made my way to the new U station, smacked my head on a board. I unlocked every head for Salvador. I put on Super Duper Fly and named the character 33 out of 33. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you want to see next. Thank you for watching. See ya.